a situation when you needed a knot, but you didn't know the kind you needed or how to tie it? Well, today I'm going to help you out with that. I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely been in that situation before. I was sitting there, and I needed to get out, like I said, I needed that knot, but at the time I didn't know any knots. And they may seem hard, but with practice, and I've practiced them a bunch, and you can get really good at them. As you can see here, I got my Boy Scout uniform. I've been in Boy Scouts since 6th grade now, going for my Eagle Scout, which is like the highest rank you can get. So I've had to use knots quite a few times in my life. Today I'm going to show you how to properly store a rope, how to tie two ropes together, and I'm going to tie two really useful knots for you. So if you guys want to pass this around, I'll talk about this later. It's the first thing we're going to be doing. Okay. So, what I'm going to teach for you today is called a coil. This is how to store a rope. And basically it just keeps it nice and neat, and so the rope doesn't wear out. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your end, and you're just going to start by making a bunch of loops. And so they're similar. You just want to like stretch your arms out like this so that it's all the same length. And what you want at the end is you want enough excess to completely wrap around it. So I'm going to take about this. And so for this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it on the table. I would show it like up in the air, but it gets really messy if I do that. So I'll explain what I'm doing afterwards, after I do this step. So basically you're going to pinch the middle of this and make sure you have all these loops together. And you're going to take your excess like I have here, and you're going to take the end of it and bring it up in the middle, and you're going to take it and slowly wrap it around itself. As you can see, this is already really messy, but the example I'm bringing around is what it should look like. So you're going to take it and you're just going to start wrapping it around itself. You'd obviously sit down and make it really neat and stuff, but just because I'm doing a speech, like, you obviously get that what I'm doing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the end, your end, and you're going to make a loop like this. And what you're going to do is, again, obviously this is really messy, but you're going to pass it through those loops that you had, and you're just going to basically bring it up and around all of those so they go through it. Okay. Yeah, like this. So it goes through that, and you're gonna cinch down. So as you can see, it would go like that. Yeah, and this is really bad. You saw the example, but you just want to wrap it around a bunch, and that little like loop secures it in the end. So you have it all neat and stuff whenever you need to use it. Okay, so now you realize you need your rope again, and what is it? The rope is too short. Well, then you realize you have another rope next to you that's short as well. So what's the thing that you do? If only you could tie them together. Well, I got a knot for that. This is the knot I'm going to show today. It's called a square knot, or a reef knot, whichever one you want to call it. It's first knot you learn in Boy Scouts, the easiest knot in the book. It's just a binding knot that ties two ropes together. It's easy as right over left, left over right, like I'm going to show now. So you're going to take the right over the left like this, as you can see there, and you're going to take the right and loop it underneath. So you have it like this. And then you're going to take the left over right, like so, and loop the left around. And once you tie it tight, you know it's right when you get that square shape and it pulls tight and it doesn't give. That's why it's called the square knot, because as you can see, it's got that square shape in it. And now, the rope's longer now, so you can do whatever you want with it. And then, the square knot's also for that, but it can be used for many other uses, such as anything from tying a package up, tying something shut, even tying your shoes if you needed it. For some reason, if you didn't know how to tie your shoes already, you could use that for it. So now that your rope's at the right length for whatever you may need, I'm going to show you two different knots that are going to help you with stuff. And if Max, my volunteer, would like to hold this up for me, we're going to just stand up and hold it like this for me.
The stick?
Yeah, please. So as you can see here, the The first knot I'm going to show you today is called the constrictor knot. They call it that because it's super sturdy, and basically anything you need it for, that it holds up under pressure, so you can do anything from tying a boat to a dock, or like securing different types of loads, like up to if they're hanging, that kind of thing. And so I'll show you now. So you're gonna take your end of the rope and you're gonna wrap it over and make sure it drapes down to the left right here. Then what you're gonna do at the end is you're gonna cross over, make sure you see that X, that's when you're doing it right. Bring it down over the non-working end, then you're gonna take the working end, and as you can see here, there's this X. You're gonna tuck it under the X, making sure it's still on the left side of it, and you'll cinch it together and pull. So now as you can see it, it's almost like a triple X there, and as you can see, it's super tight. Doesn't wanna let go. Okay. And now, the last knot I have for you today, it's called the taut line hitch. It's basically a knot that keeps what it's doing under pressure, like it keeps rope under tension. So if you need anything like tying a rain fly down and like heating your rain fly tight, or something like that, this knot allows you to slide it up and down so you can keep that tension. And I'm gonna have you hold it like this. Thank you. So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it around to the left, but it doesn't matter which way, left or right. Wrap it over, and cross over. Make sure it's over. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it, one loop, one wrap around, and two wraps around to make sure it stays to the left. And then what you're gonna do with the rope is, you see this loop right here? You're gonna take the end and put it through that, up, and then there's that loop right there through itself again. So then when you cinch it, when you cinch it, as you can see here, you can see the 2/2 hitch right there in it, and then the wrap around. I'll hold that again for me for a second. What you can do is, you pull it out, and what does it do? It stays right in position, and you can loosen it or tighten it when you need. So as you can see, I showed you different skills today. I showed you how to tie and properly sew a rope, showed you how to tie two ropes together, and showed you some very useful knots. I hope if you ever get in a sticky situation, you remember this speech and you're able to get out of it. Thank you for listening to my speech.